Buenos dias. My name is Lane Winsett. I'm a national consultant with Ambit Energy, and I want to thank you, first of all, for attending the meeting. I know that you guys are having an exciting group today, and I'm so proud to be a part of it, and I appreciate you inviting me to share some insights and some information that might be able to be helpful for you to be successful in your Ambit business. I've been with Ambit Energy now for 17 and a half years. This will be my 18th year with the company. I'm a founding national consultant, Millionaire Club member, and one of the top consistent money earners in the business. So I've been in the multi-level marketing or network marketing business for about 35 years now. So I've only been with two companies, and one of the original companies I was with was a service-based company like Ambit Energy and Telecom when the telecommunications industry deregulated. So there were a lot of similarities there, and I was brought on to Ambit Energy to kind of repeat the success that we had had with that company, being one of the fastest growing companies in America to hit $1 billion in revenue, which, by the way, at Ambit Energy, we actually beat that goal and that other company's goal to $1 billion in revenue. So what I want to cover is I've got a little handout here that they've given you that will allow you to not only review this tape on YouTube as well as share it with other people, but most importantly have a reference point that will allow you to go back and instead of taking a bunch of notes, which I appreciate if you're taking notes, that's great, but it always helps to be able to use a printed piece of material to kind of go over what I'm going to be sharing with you today. The first thing I want to talk about is understanding the value of the opportunity that you're sharing with people on a day-to-day basis. And it's absolutely critical that you understand that we really have more than just a company that we're sharing with people or just a service that we're sharing with people. We have the ability to be able to literally change people's lives, and you have to also recognize that in today's times, as tough as it is, a lot of people are finding it very, very difficult to be able to get ahead in life. They're working a job 8 to 5. They're spending 40, sometimes 60 hours a week just trying to maintain the status quo. And so it's very, very difficult for them to be able to accomplish that goal. And in doing so, they really kind of lose hope. And so there's a lot of people, on their knees, literally praying for somebody to bring them something that will help them change their life, change their family's financial future. They've got kids in high school or maybe even college that they're worried about trying to pay for. And so it's absolutely critical that you understand the important role that you play in other people's lives and can play in other people's lives when you offer Ambit Energy as an alternative, as a business opportunity to be able to allow them to change their financial future. So you could very well be an answer to their prayers. A lot of people are praying very hard now to say, "Hey, Lord, bring me something. Bring me an opportunity that I can, make a difference with my family instead of just this 9-to-5 job when I." It's like what they say is a rut. A rut is a grave with the ends kicked out. It's very difficult to get ahead if you're getting paid on what I call a linear business model. That means you're getting paid by the hour or by the job. So therefore, once you hit a bump in the road or something happens, maybe you have a vet bill or a dental bill or something, your car goes bad or you have a transmission issue or whatever it might be. Could be something that hits you and your family for $1,000, $2,000 that was unexpected, wipes out a lot of the available cash or resources that you have, and there you are. You're now going, back to where you can't catch up. The good thing about Ambit Energy is that it really allows you to not only get paid immediate cash income on a weekly basis to supplement your income, and you don't have to stop what you're doing now. You're not going to quit your job, but you work towards becoming eventually, hopefully, full-time with Ambit Energy. And you have also a residual income that comes in. So you have the weekly money that's coming in, as well as what's called a residual income. Now, I know a lot of people are maybe not familiar with residual income, but residual income is where you get paid on something you did last week, last month, and last year, meaning kind of like an oil well. When they drill an oil well, they drill the well, but the well continues to pump every month, even though they've already done the work to drill the oil well, they still get paid as those barrels of oil keep pumping out of the ground. And that's kind of how we have a high-tech oil well, so to speak, that allows you to be able to go out and do the work, but yet then still get paid over and over again on the electric and power bills, whether it be solar, whether it be natural gas or electricity, over and over and over again, the monthly bills that people are going to what? Pay anyway. And so that's crucial that you understand that too. That's very important to understand that, because when you sell Ambit Energy, keep in mind that people already have power. They already have energy. You don't have to convince them that they need it. They've already got it. All you're having to do is just share with them a little bit about how your service is better, how your company is better, and that they have a personal relationship with you as their energy provider, kind of like you have a personal relationship with your insurance agent, or maybe your dentist or other professional. You want to be that professional in their life. When they think energy, they think of you. So next on your document that we gave you is you want to enthusiastically share the Ambit Energy story. Now, when I say enthusiasm, I'm talking about a Greek word that comes, which means God within. In other words, enthusiasm is the unsaid conversation that goes on between you and the prospect, the new customer, the new recruit, that says, it's like they say, well, I don't know what this person is selling, but I want a piece of it. They pick up that aura, that glow. They pick up the outgoing, expressive enthusiasm or excitement that you have about the opportunity. And that's not something you can just snap your fingers and get. And you say, well, Lane, how do I get to be enthusiastic about Ambit Energy? Well, through knowledge comes belief, comes enthusiasm. You first have to become knowledgeable about what we're doing, right? You have to be a student of the business. And through that, you're going to start to believe more and more about Ambit Energy. That belief comes into you. And then through that belief, you now become an enthusiastic person. And that's where you put your Superman cape on. You can break through brick walls. You do things that a lot of people can't do and don't understand, because you're excited, you're fired up, you're motivated about our business, about your future. And the people pick that up. And that's a good thing, because that's kind of like a unsaid conversation, as I said, that goes on between you and the prospect, you and the customer, you and the potential recruit, says that you've bought it, you're sold on it. And so if you're sold on it, they're going to be sold. They say, because I know that person has a lot of belief in what they're doing. They must be telling me something that they're really excited about and that they're truthful about. Because people buy what? People buy people. We sell an intangible product. We don't sell a product that you can touch or feel or smell or take home with you or deliver or show to anybody, really. Other than flicking on a light or charging your cell phone. We sell an intangible product. So that's a very difficult product in a lot of cases to sell. But it's a product, remember, that everybody already has. So you want to use good horse sense analogies. In other words, be a storyteller where you're telling the Ambit story and getting and communicating that to people properly and doing it in an enthusiastic way. So what do you want to do? You want to also, next on our agenda is you want to sort through people. And what I mean by sort through people, safety in numbers, laws of averages, and you're looking for money-motivated prospects. Now, what's a money-motivated prospect? That is the numero uno thing I look for when I talk to people. Are they money motivated? Because some people, believe it or not, are not money motivated. You think, well, how is that possible? Well, if you're money motivated, that's what you're going to ask yourself. How is that possible that people are not money motivated? Well, believe me, there are people out there that could really care less about making, any kind of extra income. Believe it or not, they're just happy with their 9-to-5 job. They just want to come home and watch sports and sit on the couch and cook their barbecue and drink their cerveza or whatever might be, cabrito, they just want to party down, and they don't really have a lot of personal ambition or goals or whatever. They're very comfortable in their little box that they live in. And so those people are going to a lot of times stay in that box because they're conditioned to be in a box. When they wake up in the morning, and they've been told all their life, sit down, shut up, don't talk to the girl next to you, don't bite off more than you can chew, don't love when you're not wanted, you could never do it, your brother never did it, nobody on the block ever did it, so how the heck do you expect to do it? So they're constantly, all of us are beaten down, with a baseball bat because all of our friends, our neighbors, our relatives, our business associates want to keep us kind of down here instead of up here, because when we go up here, a lot of things change. Your friends are going to change. Your address is going to change. Your zip code is going to change. Your automobile is going to change. Your furniture is going to change. A lot of things are going to change. And guess what? Your friends are not going to be very comfortable with that when you start rising above the pack. So you have to cross the line, step out of the box of mediocrity, and understand that when you step out of that box of mediocrity, prepare for the world to come after you. Prepare for people to come after you. Prepare for people not to be enthusiastic about what it is that you're doing, not to be excited about the message that you might be delivering to people. And you have to put on your armor, okay, and understand that your personal goals, dreams, and aspirations are worthy of the time, effort, and energy that you are getting educated to become knowledgeable, to become enthusiastic, and then share that good news with the people. So the very fact that you're taking in this information here today, and that you're maybe listening to it over and over again by accessing the YouTube video that I'm going to be posting is important, because through spaced repetition, which is internalization of information, hearing, seeing, doing over and over and over again, that ultimately programs your subconscious mind, which controls your conscious mind. And that's like a computer, right? Your subconscious is your hard drive, your conscious is your operating system. So just like a reflex of thought, the more and more you internalize, the more and more you listen. That's why it's important that you listen to books, listen to tapes over and over and over again until you can't listen to them anymore. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, W. Clement Stone. There's all types of different motivational speakers and trainers that are really good, that allow you to internalize this information. When you internalize that information, you're going to be able to make it a reflex of thought that will be very helpful for you. So let's talk a little bit about recruiting. So money motivated, you want to identify money motivated people. I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Okay. Let the recruiting systems work for you. Okay. It's important that you understand that don't reinvent the wheel. There's already tools out there that the company has developed that allow you to be able to plug people in front of the story. That's really all we do, is tell the story, the Ambit story. And so, whether you send them to your website where they can watch a video, whether they go to a formal business presentation, or what I call a company overview, whether they get on a three-way call with somebody, with your upline, sideline, or maybe a leader that you're working with, might be an impending event like a local, regional, or national impending event. These are all things that are very important to you and that you need to understand, that are exposures to allowing people to get in front of the Ambit story. Now, one of the most powerful forms of that is one-on-one. That's where you've actually talked to somebody, you've made a list, prioritized a list, and you set an appointment to really get in front of that person personally, because that way you're using the full amount of your own presence and your own personality to be able to get together with those people, because it's so important. And the reason why that's important is because they see it in your eyes, they hear it in your voice inflection, they see it in your body language, okay, that you're serious about being in business. But there's all different types of ways that you can expose people to the Ambit story. And so it's like gate 1, gate 2, gate 3, gate 4. Expose people like dripping water on a rock. You drip water on a rock long enough and it'll bore a hole through the rock. It'll take time, but just keep in mind that people, sometimes it takes them a while to put all the pieces together of what you're really trying to talk about. So maybe you first expose them to your app by sending them a video. Then the next thing might be, well, hey, invite them to a one-on-one or two-on-one presentation with maybe your sponsor. And then the next thing might be a formal business presentation that you invite them to. So it's, first. And if you're cold market prospecting, the first time you meet them, they're a stranger. The next time you meet them, they're an acquaintance. And the third time you meet them, hopefully you've developed them into a friend. And that's what they buy. Ultimately, they're not going to buy power. They're not going to buy solar. They're not going to buy gas. They're not buying yellow jackets. They're not buying any of that. You know what they're buying? You. You are what they are going to buy. And if you're not sold on Ambit and you can't communicate your enthusiasm to them and share with them the opportunity, they're not going to buy no matter what the story is. They got to believe in you first. So you have to take the time to do what? sell yourself, sell yourself, sell yourself. You are the most important key to unlocking the door to success in our business, and that's why it's a multi-level marketing business. It's a people business. No matter what the technology is, you can just take all that technology and throw it out the door. We're still, at the end of the day, a people-to-people business. So let's talk a little bit about the trial close system. Learn to trial close. Like, if I could, would you? Always understand that you can say, hey, if I could show you a way that you could own and operate your own profitable business, and your total investment would only be about $100, would that be something you'd be willing to invest in yourself for? If all the training, the support materials, everything you needed to get started was included in that? Yes or no? And so by doing that, I just encapsulated, and what I did was I put bookends on, if I could show you a way that you could own and operate your own profitable business in the energy business, work with me on a part-time basis, earn a little extra money, and your total investment would be around $100, would that be pretty exciting? And would that be something you'd be interested in? Now, why did I throw the $100 out there? Well, it's $75 to get started, rounded off at $30 on your back end. They get the first month free. But my point is on your Power Zone and your website. But my point that I'm trying to make there is you've already taken what is the money objection, which is the number one objection in any selling situation, and you've already told them in an if I could, would you question how much it costs to get started. They're not going to sit there and be wondering, what are you talking about? How much is this going to cost me? Because that's what people are thinking when you're talking to them about an opportunity. They might be going, yeah, this sounds great, but what's it going to cost me? Well, you've already told them it's $100, right? They spend $100 on a steak dinner, or they spend $100 on a dress or a purse or a pair of shoes or whatever it might be. So it's not a huge investment. Go ahead and put that money out there, lay it on the table, and let them get comfortable with it where it doesn't become an objection and that you don't have to overcome later. So learn to overcome stalls and objections. That's really what I did right there. The number one objection in any selling situation is, I would, but I just don't have the money. What's the next one? I would, but I need to ask my spouse or my significant other. What's the third? Well, I would, but I need additional information, And what's the other one? I would, but I just don't have time. Those are the four objections that you're going to deal with mostly. Money, spouse, information, time. Keep in mind that all of those can be handled up front if they are fired up about the opportunity. If somebody says, well, I would, but I got to ask my wife, or I need to speak to my husband. Absolutely. You want to be able to spend some quality time. What's a time that we could meet to maybe go to Starbucks, or maybe I can buy you lunch or dinner to be able to visit with your spouse, to share with them what we've discussed today. Why do you want to do that? Because you don't want one foot in the tub and one foot in the tile. You got to have both of those couples. If they're a couple, they're a dynamic duo, and a lot of times the one that's the most powerful in the whole relationship is at home. They're the 900-pound gorilla. They're the great white shark. They're the blue marlin that you want in your business anyways. The one at the home that you want. Okay, but they both have to make that decision to be part of a team. That doesn't necessarily mean they both have to start working, because you might have just one start to work and the other one kind of slowly get into the business as they see the success of the other spouse. But it is important that they both agree that they're going to move forward and that there's not one at home fighting the opportunity as we go. So that's how you learn the stalls and objections. So with all of that covered, I always at the end here it says have fun. Always have fun and enjoy yourself. Make sure that you're enthusiastic and upbeat and positive. Make sure that you're always wearing proper attire, that you're dressed for success. That's absolutely critical. We have a lot of merch in the merch department that gives you the ability to go to Ambit Energy to get your business cards, get the shirts and the banners and other things that you can wear and hats that you can look and appear and have that presence of that corporate image that is so important. People are going to judge you whether you like it or not by your image. So if you look professional, you talk and walk professional. It's like if you walk like a duck and talk like a duck, must be a duck. So, what we want you to do is to be successful in our business. And I look forward to doing the other side of this document. And I'll be right back. Hang tight just a minute, okay?